Whether you're a budding racer or just a casual rider, there are so many things you can do to make riding your bike way more fun. I'm here with FMD coach Chris Kilmurray, who knows a thing or two about what you can do. Right then, Chris, tell me about it. You're a top coach to the top riders. What are those things that you really think people need to be doing? Number one.
I think number one for any rider, pro, amateur, wannabe racer, or complete beginner, consistency is king, or even the whole kingdom. It's whatever you're going to do in terms of trying to improve your performance, whether that's riding more, going to the gym, looking after what you eat, looking after your lifestyle and your sleep better, doing it consistently so it actually has time to pay off longer term is the starting point of everything.
So like if I'm just like getting into riding or whatever, it's to say, right, every week I'm going to go riding at least once. Don't leave it like 4 weeks between rides.
Yeah, 100%, as simple as that. If you're going to set yourself some goals, you're like, right, I've got this new bike, it's sweet, it's an Orbea, it's real fast. I want to actually, get better at riding my bike. You need to just plan to go out there once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, and then hopefully progressively just increase from there. So no matter what it is, it just needs to be done regularly and consistently. And it sounds so simple, it sounds too simple to be true. It's like, it's not a hack, but it's actually the ultimate hack.
Yeah. So it seems like making a habit, in my experience, can be quite hard to begin with, but once you've got a habit, it's actually quite easy to stick. So how do we get there?
Yeah, 100%. So I think if you want to make a habit stick and you want consistency to be something that's easy for you to achieve, then it's planning and preparation. And planning and preparation, even though it sounds boring, it removes most of the barriers to actual being consistent, to getting better, to improving your riding, to having more fun and doing it more safely. And what I mean by removing the barriers by planning and preparation is it's as simple as making sure the bike's dialed, the tire pressures are checked, you've prepared your snacks for your ride, or you've done what's needed to be done to make life as easy as possible, to get out on the bike, go to the gym, or do what it is that you need to do to improve your performance.
Right, that's me putting a diary reminder in to go riding tomorrow.
Yeah, it could be as simple as that, diary reminder to go riding tomorrow, and make sure you got a tire pressure gauge, check your pressure in your tires, make sure the chain's lubed, make sure you got a banana and a water bottle ready to go. It can be and literally as simple as that. And even for the pro riders, for them to consistently train to achieve at the top level, it's as boringly simple as just ticking those simple boxes week in, week out. And you do that over a whole career and it just compounds. And you think, wow, Tahnée is amazing, wow, whoever's amazing, but actually it's just simple things done well for years and years.
Okay, so you're a man who likes the gym. There's no denying that.
Doesn't look like it at the moment.
Oh,
but
no,
yeah.
Come off it. You're looking sharp. You're looking sharp. So number two, maybe something about physical prep?
Yeah, physical preparation. So whatever that means for you, it might be slightly different for every person. But for me, I think one of the biggest, most impactful things a rider can do to be safe on the bike, to go faster on the bike, and to be more consistent on the bike is to get into the gym or even stay at home and do bodyweight training, but to train strength, to get stronger, to build some muscle, especially the upper body muscles for pushing on the handlebars, because all that feedback comes through from the terrain, and the lower body muscles to pedal easier, to get less fatigued when you pedal for a long day, and also to be able to just deal with the terrain you're out there. So whether you're actually just doing your local trail centre, or whether you've got big plans to come to the Alps and do a holiday, or whether you've got even bigger plans to try and actually race at an amateur or even semi-pro level, consistently hitting the gym or consistently training at home, bodyweight strength training, whatever it needs to be, it doesn't actually matter. The details actually don't matter as much as people think, as long as it's consistent and you progressively overload it. So I think for most people, they realise that once they're consistent with their strength training, they're like, wow, this feels easier, the bike responds better, I respond better, I get less fatigued, and ultimately have more fun.
And you're not saying you don't have to become like a fitness bro or a fitness sister, it's just starting somewhere.
Yeah, what may happen is you might actually quite like the gym, like a lot of people end up doing, and end up going to the gym more than you ride bikes, but I can't start or stop that. But I think you don't need to go in there with huge expectations, with huge goals, to lift as much as you can, or do all these classes, or do CrossFit, or whatever it's going to be. You need to just pick something simple, push-ups, squats, lunges. Look after your body in terms of mobility, look after your body in terms of a little bit of stretching. And again, it comes back to our first point about consistency. If you go to the gym consistently, you're trained bodyweight strength training at home consistently, and there's no shortage of apps available now, there's no shortage of online coaches, there's no shortage of information out there. If you can take a little bit of that, apply it consistently, figure out what you like, what works for you, you're gonna have a way better time on your bike.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, easy.
All right then, so you've done all your body.
Yep.
What's next?
Well, I think if you're being consistent in your physical preparation, be consistent in your riding, actually doing a really good job getting out there weekly, daily, if you're super lucky, or a few times a week, or whatever it is, whatever you can actually manage, then eventually you're going to start pushing the limits of the material. And you're going to probably start to go, maybe I've got this problem or that problem, but actually what you're probably finding is that you're riding better, you're riding faster, you're riding more consistently, and you're going to start to notice little details in your bike setup, whether that's your tire choice, whether that's your tire pressures, whether that's the suspension setup or the bike itself. You're going to start to notice things. So really, when you get to a certain level, a certain point where you're actually knowing the bike and paying a little bit of attention to setting the bike up well for you, and that's probably going to involve going to a bike shop or going to a mechanic or whatever needed. And then all of a sudden, all these things start coming together. So you're a bit more consistent with your weekly riding, your monthly riding. You're a little bit more consistent with your strength training or your physical preparation in general. And you start to figure out what you do and don't like in terms of bikes and bike setup. And all of a sudden, you're a pretty good mountain biker, basically.
Hey,
just like that. Hey,
yeah,
just like that.
Yeah, it's easy.
Easy. It is if you just put the hours in.
Okay, so your body's sorted, your bike's sorted.
I hope. Yeah.
You're committed.
Yeah.
But you've had a terrible day at work.
Yeah.
You're so stressed.
Absolutely.
What can you do?
Well, you've called point one for your training program. You've bought your Orbea, so your bike's good and fast. But yeah, no matter whether you're a pro rider, whether you're an amateur, whether you're just a weekend warrior or someone starting riding bikes, we've all got a life. We've all got stressors external to riding that can really impact, how you feel in your bike. So I think one of the key things for the pro athletes, especially for them, but even just for anyone, managing your life stressors and kind of shifting your expectations when you're going out riding based off what's happening in your day, what's happening in your life. Like if you're having a real stressful time at work, stressful time with the family, or vice versa, it's going really well, shift those expectations a little bit. Don't expect to go out there and have the best ride of your life if it's been a super stressful week. Or other way around, if you're having a great time in life, it's summer holidays, whatever, ride more. It's just real key,
You're not saying like if you've had a terrible day at work, go out and absolutely destroy yourself.
It might work for you, but
okay.
I can't say that. And in my experience, it's probably something else. Go out there with no expectations.
Okay.
Go out there just with a simple goal of taking off a nice easy ride on trails you love, and you never know what's going to happen. You might have the best ride of your life or not.
Yeah.
But just managing those expectations based off your life stressors. If consistency is your goal and becoming a better rider is your ultimate goal, then making sure you're not pushing too hard at the wrong time, making sure you're just not stressing yourself out about trying to be a better rider at the wrong time, and you just don't have that room to adapt.
The only pressure's in the tyres, right? On bikes.
Or suspension.
Yeah, well, these days, yeah. Right, I think you saved the best one till last. You told me that this is potentially a life hack.
This is potentially a training hack that's not a hack, but could be a hack if you do it often. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so what is it? Hit me.
Well, really simply, I think there's a lot of research out there from all over the world, motor learning, motor control, all these things. And some of the stuff that actually sticks, that really can make you better at a sport, better at moving no matter what it is variable practice.
Okay.
And progressive practice, and it's something that people actually don't realize, and it can be quite hard as a mountain biker because you've only got access to your local trails, or you got to drive and invest resources, money, time into going elsewhere. But there's probably a lot of simple ways you can actually make sure you get a bit of variety and you progressively increase your challenge. So having an eye on challenge is the overall idea, and slowly but surely over time changing that level of challenge. So maybe ride the easiest track with the highest focus or as fast as possible. Ride the hardest track you have, or that's a real challenge for you, with an idea of changing the lines and just trying a different line. Doesn't matter if it's faster, doesn't matter if it's smoother, doesn't matter if it's better, it just needs to be different. It needs to change the challenge and long-term progress it. So that variability can be really key because it just gives you, the body, the bike, everything, as that trifecta, you, the trail and the bike together, it gives you the room to learn. And often people just kind of, I won't say get stuck in a rut, but they're just happy to go out and ride their local trails and have a good time. So like we said at the previous tip, if you've had a stressful life, stressful day at work, that's not the time to increase the challenge, that's not the time to increase the variability. But if you're having a great time and you're feeling real good on the bike and it's dialed, now it's time to go out there and just try something a little bit different. And you do that long term, like we said, consistently, you're going to be a better bike rider at the end of the summer, at the end of the year, and down the line.
I feel like maybe an easy way to change the challenge is to go and session something with all your friends.
Mountain biking is like such a cool sport in terms of socially sessioning something that we have, especially for younger generations, but even I think older riders, and especially I think a lot of female riders now as well. There's more female riders out there on bikes together in groups, which is amazing, and really help and support each other and push each other, and I think of all the things, especially in countries like the UK, say, or Ireland, where there's smaller hills, going out there, sessioning small sections, just trying different things for the sake of trying things, and potentially if you're in a good place, you and your friends pushing each other, egging each other on, getting some clips. And we, here at the professional scene, we use video all the time to see who's faster, to see why they're faster, to see how they're faster. So you can do exactly the same thing trackside on your local trails. Get the phone out and play with it, have some fun, and that's instantly increased the challenge because that's increased the pressure on you to ride well or to look good in the video clip, but it also allows you to learn and reflect on it afterwards. So there's so many ways to increase or change the challenge, increase variability in your riding, and progressively overload it longer term. And it's just such a simple concept that's, I think, overlooked, because in cycling in general, the physical side of things is prioritized, especially with all the chat from road cycling of FTPs and cadence and power and everything else. For us, that's not how you have more fun, it's not how you ride safer, and it's not how you ride better. So there you go.
Wicked. Right, honestly, thanks so much, Chris. Genuinely, I'm taking all of your tips to heart.
should.
Mate, I need to. That consistency thing, it's really struck a chord.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will with you guys as well. And if you want to watch more content, check out my colleague, Tom Marvin, to see whether he survived a day on Win Masters training program. If you want to watch that video, click here.
I'm not surviving that.
Mate,
Mate, Win's a next level lunatic,
Win,
man.
brutal. Like, killed him.
He's a brutalizer.